What's going on, Saints fans? It's Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports, and on today's show, we're going to be talking about some good things and things that are not necessarily bad, but I'm not going to lie, I have a lot of respect for Malcolm Jenkins, so it seems kind of sucks that he's hanging up the cleats. But the top story and the biggest reason why you clicked on this video is because we're going to be talking about the Honey Badger, and we're going to be breaking down whether or not he could be coming to New Orleans. So you see a lot of these NFL players out there, they have agents. However, there are a handful, like Tyrann Mathieu, who is actually his own agent. So you don't really see a lot of these stories get leaked. Not a lot of information has come out in regards to where he is going to go. But yesterday, I was on Chat Sports' YouTube channel, and I went ahead and said that the most logical explanation for Tyrann Mathieu is to go back home, to go to the New Orleans Saints. The fact that Malcom Jenkins announced his retirement, sure, Jenkins is more of a strong safety, guy who can play up in the box, and I get it. A lot of people still look at the Honey Badger as being that free safety. He's 29 years old. He's getting up there in age a little bit, and if I'm an NFL team and I want to be able to put him in the best situation possible, I am going to do with what he does best, which he does everything very, very good. He might not be a great coverage guy anymore, but he can come up there and play the box. He can play strong safety. And if I was somebody like him looking for a good one-year deal, New Orleans does make a lot of sense. So the fact that, sure, the offense is going to have some of their up and down woes, but we saw last season, if you give Jameis Winston a good running game, which you're going to have in Al Kamara, you're going to get back Michael Thomas, and if you can give him an elite defense, they can win football games. I get it. A lot of chip chatter over here going on around the Bucs. Well, guess what? Bruce Arians just retired, and if I was New Orleans, I would try to put my throat on the Buccaneers' throat and go after the division title, which, if there's been a team that has given Tom Brady his woes, it's been New Orleans. Now, here's what Tyrann Mathieu had to say on possibly joining the Saints. It would be great to represent my state, my city, the team I grew up watching. And I never was able to play professional sports, obviously, right? But, I mean, who wouldn't want to go ahead and play for the team that you grew up watching, for the city, and especially as close as the city of New Orleans is after Hurricane Katrina, the amount of friends that I have from that area with their loyalty to that city, there's no doubt in my mind that if Tyrann was like, I'm not getting a lot of the offers that I thought I was going to get, so what happens if I take a one-year prove-it deal with a very incentivized contract to go and play for the Saints? That's a dream come true. Plus, on top of that, I guarantee you this, he would get more, we'll say, non-NFL salaries, or I'm trying to think of the right word, contracts with commercials or other propaganda where endorsements. That's the word I'm looking for. Shout out to Trace. He would get a lot more endorsements if he was on the Saints than any other football team. Try to prove me wrong in that category. And when you look at his past 4 years, right, sure, he hasn't been as great, we'll say, the last two, but he's still a top 10 safety in the league. And if you're in this division where Carolina, they stink, you got the Atlanta Falcons, they stink, you have an opportunity to win the division. And I've seen time and time again, if you can get to the playoffs, anything, and I mean anything is freaking possible. So if he wants $10, $11, $12 million, he might think he's going to get Marcus Williams type of money. Y'all know how great Marcus Williams is. I'm not going to go up and pay him that much. But if you're looking for a one-year prove-it deal where you're also going to get a lot of endorsements, I do. I think it makes a lot of sense. So here's what we do at Chat Sports. We want you all to go down to the comments section, and I want to hear it. I know you guys are passionate fan base, and that's one thing that I have the utmost respect for a lot of Saints fans. I grew up watching Drew Brees. I have a lot of respect for Sean Payton. This organization did a lot of things right, and I have respect for that because before that time, I mean, you guys know it was a very doomy days for a lot of Saints fans. So give me that one-word reaction if the Saints go ahead and sign Tyrann Mathieu. My one-word reaction is it's time to make it happen. And, yeah, I know it's not really a one-word reaction. I'd also probably say sweet for the Honey Badger thing. It would be. It would be an unbelievable move. Not only could I pat myself on the back for predicting it right here at Chat Sports, but it makes sense from a Saints need. It makes sense for them trying to be able to compete in the division. And remember a few weeks ago, it's probably even months ago at this point, where I went down to the YouTube comments and I saw, Mitch, they don't have enough money to do X, Y, Z. And I said, be patient. If you want to make things happen in the NFL, you can move salary cap dollars around. The last time I checked, Saints are now top 5, so you have the money to be able to go ahead and make it happen. Now, one of the best rivalries in all the NFL, and I'll say probably one of the most underrated rivalries in the NFL, is the Saints and the Falcons, and I do think it goes back to the passion that New Orleans has for their city and the passion Atlanta has for their city. Well, how about this? I hate losing. I love winning, but I hate losing even more than that. And if you guys are ticked off that Falcons today has more subscribers than Saints now, this should piss you off, just to be point blank. The more subscribers we get, the more videos we can make. Imagine seeing a Falcons fan laughing at you because they're saying scoreboard. Well, that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to say scoreboard. The Saints are losing. Let's get more subs than Falcons today. Hit that subscribe button. Now, one of the things that I love players on social media. Why? It makes my job easier. And I'm glad that you have guys today that are like not afraid to speak their mind on social media, because that's what it's there for, right? We live in an amazing country, the best country in the entire world, and that's what allows you to do. So CD Deuce said Menace and Badger. He's going ahead and tweeting at him, and he wants to absolutely go ahead and bring the Honey Badger home, which, if I was an NFL player on the Saints right now, I'm thinking, okay, he's going to be able to help out this defense, which is then going to help out us make this team better, which then is probably going to end up putting more money in my pocket. So if I was Gardner, I'd be like, all right, let's go ahead, guys. Let's try to recruit him down here, because it's also going to give you more media publicity. It's going to give you everything extra if you're an NFL player, which I get that they want to win games, but it's also a business too. And the Honey Badger to New Orleans means dollar bills. So the reason why we came up here on this show, and the reason why all of this is becoming a lot more, we'll say, actually have a chance of happening, is because the Malcom Jenkins retirement, when it happened, is very interesting to me, and I have the utmost respect for Malcolm Jenkins. You know, we actually had a debate before we even came on this show here of whether or not he was a Hall of Famer, and we'll get to that topic here in a second. But how about this? And I'm a very superstitious person. I actually grew up in central Pennsylvania. The Office is not real, but Scranton, Pennsylvania is a real thing. And one of my favorite lines in that movie is, I'm not superstitious, I'm just a little stitious. Well, how about this? If you guys are stitious or superstitious, I want you to go ahead and type Honey Badger down in the comments, because if you get it down there in the comments enough, I believe it's going to happen. Now, at the end of the show here, I do want to show some love to Malcom Jenkins, so if you made it this far in the video, show some love to my guy. Go ahead and type MJ down in those comments, and if you want to get into a fun little debate, I know Trace, after the show, he's going to see what you guys have to say. Is Malcom Jenkins a Hall of Famer? Started his career off with New Orleans, then he went on over to the Philadelphia Eagles, and then he came back to New Orleans. 13-year NFL career. Very impressive. Is Malcom Jenkins a Hall of Famer? Why for yes, or and for no?